Hello, hello, everyone. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
I am good. It's been quite the week so far. It's only Tuesday, but it's Taco Tuesday and it's webinar day. So we got people chiming in, Pacific Northwest, Washington, Minneapolis. All those sound like cold places. Hey, Maggie from Central Florida. That's where I am. So, Nebraska, Cincinnati.
Oh, God.
Oh, awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in today.
Yeah, and thank you, Lisa, for having me.
Yes, thanks, Carinna, for scheduling time. I know it's your busy season and you've got a ton going on. And you're
I know. Have you seen some of our jobs that are getting ready? Oh my God.
Publish all your upcoming jobs, all the advanced pay is happening. Like you have got bringing the heat. I'm actually not here. Reading comments as you guys drop them. Oh, hey, Dan.
Look at that. I see a few people in now. Hey, Brad. Hey, Melissa. Dan.
Oh, Brad's here. We have our commemorative boot camp shirts on, Boatwright Boot Camp.
I got the Winter Park edition.
I have the Astoria edition.
Yeah.
So
I think the Astoria one is actually probably the coolest one so far.
Yeah, I like it the best, but I wear dark colors, so
yeah.
But I wore the Winter Park one in teal the other day, and everyone's like, "Wow, that's such a nice shirt." I'm like, "Thank you." So,
Jay does a good job, doesn't he? He gets all of those designed, so yeah, he does a great job. Well, you know who helps him design it is Alexa.
Our very own Alexa.
Yeah, that one.
That's
so thank you, Alexa.
Yes, Alexa's here somewhere, I think. I saw her chime in, or she said she was coming. But, oh, hey, Rebecca. All right, awesome. Yeah. So we're just going to go over some general housekeeping. If at any time you lose volume or the screen locks up, there should be a panic or reset or refresh button at the top of your screen. You can just refresh and get back in 99% of the time. It'll fix the problem. If something happens to me, your host, Lisa Mallis from PhotoDay, I will reconnect and restart the webinar. You just never know these days with everything that's going on virtually. So there could be some bumps in the road, but just wanted to prepare you guys. And then from the time that Carinna and I are talking until we see your chat pop up, there's about a 10-second delay. So it's not that we're ignoring you, it's on a delay. And that's just to filter out anyone who's getting unruly, like the bringing the heat person in here, which my guess is actually Brian Durinsky. That is you. So I'm gonna call it out right now. But yeah, so we got a jam-packed webinar today. Thank you, Carinna, for being here. But for anybody new, let's just kind of say who we are. Proper introduction. So, Carinna, who are you?
Who am I? Okay, so a few of y'all already know who I am, but I am Jay Boatwright's wife, Carinna Boatwright. I run Smacks Photography, and I pretty much run all like the back end of Smacks. I make sure that we make money.
So you're busy setting up the jobs, getting them ready for publish, like getting the communication out, in charge of the scheduling, basically all the logistics.
Yeah. Hey, can you hear that background noise?
You can hear a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Hey, Scott and Jody, I need for y'all to shut up.
What are you talking about?
Because they can hear you.
Scott, Jody.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Singing.
Yeah, Scott, no singing.
So yes, and then I'm Lisa Mallis. I'm part of the team here at PhotoDay, and I've been here since day one. This has been an exciting time in my personal career to bring something so disruptive and innovative into the world of volume photography. We specifically started in youth sports, and that is how I met Carinna.
Yeah, we met at a convention, at a GPA convention. That's when GPA was in business, right? And I mean, unfortunately, they're now out of business, but we met there and you were just launching. Like you didn't even really, it probably was in its beta version. Was it even that?
Yeah, it was very bare bones. Like we were legit showing off like face finds.
Yes. And somehow, okay, so this is the thing. So Lisa is so charming that she was able to talk me into this whole system without there even being a beta version.
You couldn't sign up for it yet. You couldn't. There was just no signing up. It was just an idea. So.
Yes, it was an idea, but she did a great job. She was super nervous, and but she came in and explained this whole new way of ordering and without paper order forms. And at that point, for me, I was really struggling. Like those of you who've done paper order forms, I was really struggling with the workload and the amount of office hours I was spending. And I felt like I was really drowning. And so when I met Lisa and she came to us with this whole idea, and I even think at that point it was like slightly different. It was still, in the works. She came to the GPA convention and pitched the idea, and I was like, Jay, we got to meet them. You have to meet these people. I think they're really onto something. So, so that's how we met.
Yeah, and part of the reason, PhotoDay even exists is because of all the struggles, every single step that you had to do as a youth sports photographer to get an 8x10 from picture day into the hands of mom. There was just like so many repetitive tasks, and then you had to do it over and over again. And, it's all manual processes. So then there was all these mistakes that happen in between. And I come from the lab side of things. We were a vertical lab and a high volume studio. So I was living that right there with everybody with all the struggles and challenges and just trying to figure out a different way on how to do things. So after we met, let's talk about, and this is, I think, a really good thing to talk about because there's so many people that are still new to online or new to the concept of what will online sales look like for me, for my business in my area with my, level of photography, whether it's composites or natural. So can you talk about a little bit of like your first steps that you took towards trying out PhotoDay?
Sure. So one of the things was trying to figure out how we're going to integrate that whole the workflow system. Like how many pictures are we going to take? How are we going to kind of vet our customers and decide who we are going to take pictures of? Because before with paper order forms, we had only taken pictures of the kids who had ordered. And I know there's a lot of people with paper order forms, they take pictures of everybody regardless, just in case on the back end. Well, we had never done anything on spec like that. So for us, it was just trying to figuring out the advance pay, which leagues it is that we wanted to introduce this system. We picked out a medium size league. And I remember how excited we were when we waited probably about 6 weeks. And then we came back with the numbers and we came back to you all and we're like, it's pretty much the same. Like everything was pretty much the same with the paper order forms. And for us, we found that it was just less work without having to, not necessarily less work. It was just a different workflow. So figuring all of those steps and because we had shot a lot of these leagues for so many years, we really had some good numbers on them. So I think for us, that was, going in, I think there's some new customers or who are new going into sports photography and they expect if they take, 100 kids, they want 100 orders, but that's kind of unrealistic. They sound disappointed. They're just wondering where is there, like in the whole workflow, where is the weakest point? And, we're constantly trying to figure that out too. But when we introduced the system for us, it was just picking out which leagues it is that we wanted to sample with basically, and just give it a try. And so we did a medium-sized league and we did well, right? So we had our numbers from previous years. We're able to see, and the thing is that we saw that there was a less participation rate, but there was a higher average order. So for us, we didn't really care. And all that meant is that there was a lot left on the table and just knowing that there's the opportunity for us, figuring out how to take advantage of that opportunity and go. And so we've been really kind of tweaking how it is that we go about addressing the leagues and trying to get them to participate. And so the next thing we did was we went with a large league. We went with one of our largest, like we just like jumped. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
but we did.
I do.
We took our largest league and we're like, you know what? If we're going to do it, we're just going to do it. And let's just go in. And yeah, we killed it. I mean, I think we ended up doing, we had been doing this league for like 8 years, and we did this new system. I think we got like $8,000 in advance pay.
Yeah, the advance pay was crazy. Yeah, that was really good.
It was. And then I think we I want to say from previous numbers, I think we went over by a few $1,000s. And so, yeah, so once we did that, then we just started slowly converting the leagues over to PhotoDay. Mm-hmm.
I think one of the most exciting things for me watching you guys make the transition to online was, in the past, everybody, and if you guys don't know, Jay and Carinna's style of photography, the Smacks brand, it's just so different and unique to what majority of parents were used to getting, right? Just, and the style, and, Jay takes a lot of pride in the gear and the posing and the lighting and just making a picture perfect. He wants to make those athletes look larger than life. And, when you're selling on paper forms, it's really hard to compete on the quality of image with your local competition. And that was one of the things that I noticed right away with moving to online. Personally, I'm like, man, when I saw Jay's, before I knew you guys, I saw like him posting pictures, and I'm like, he would be the perfect person to use PhotoDay to do like a comparison. Like, what does it look like when they actually see the images first versus just buying off a paper form and trusting that the images are going to be great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty
and before we would only take one image of each kid, and we'd take a few and take the best one, and that's the one that would be their package, right? So that was also kind of like the step is us figuring out how it is that we were going to evolve with being able to be photographers, right? We're called Smacks Photography, but for a long time it felt like we were like Smacks Fundraiser.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. So what we talked a little bit about some of the immediate benefits, being like a little higher sales and less work to do, but can you talk in detail about any of those? I think with any kind of change, it's hard, right? There's always going to be obstacles, and we'll talk about the challenges, but some of the immediate benefits, I think the benefits are what drives you to overcome the challenges, because you want to reap the rewards, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So some immediate benefits was the staffing. We found out that the staffing, that we didn't need as many people. We had that one big shoot that I was talking about, that one in particular. We, one point, I want to say we had 18 people, maybe 50, so something along those lines. And then now we can go in with half the amount. We can go in with probably about 8 people, 7 to 8 people now to that same photo shoot, simply because we don't have to have image writers anymore. We don't have a huge sales staff. For me, on a huge shoot, I can just take one salesperson, and that person can basically, all they're doing is just helping me move people. So staffing, that is huge. Staffing, even inside the office, that really changed too, because I used to have somebody who came in and look at all the order forms and make sure everything was perfect and make sure it's legible and have the images match up. So that was another big thing. I actually was able to reduce my staff pretty much immediately by 2 people. This past year, me, Jay, and Scott were the 3 full-time people. And actually this year here, we actually brought Jody on. So now we do have 4 full-time people, just because we're able to grow. So that was also there's another immediate benefit within, like, because last year it was our first year that we went 100% PhotoDay. And so for us, we grew, and this year, I mean, we're hitting our sales numbers. It's nuts. It's just crazy how fast we're growing. So even within a year, from a year's time, we've we're growing probably 25% more. We've been growing. So yes, we had to bring Jody on.
We all love Jody. If you've been to boot camp, you know. So how did the leagues respond at first to PhotoDay? Did they like it? Did they have concerns? Like, tell us the good and the bad. I think a lot of people would want to know that part.
Right. So it's funny because a lot of people say that PhotoDay, you know, their leagues are not sure if they would be able to handle it. Maybe the online ordering. The leagues actually, they love it. They love that they don't have to hand out the packages to anybody. They love how easy it is. You can just have one code and that's it. We give them the marketing flyer. Like they're so hands off, and they really they really appreciate it. And it's actually a super easy sell to them, is moving onto that online platform. And there's some people that, I think the thing is, you have to be savvy with your wording. When you go to the leagues, you have to be savvy with how it is that you're presenting this new product and this new ordering system with them. Because, you know, I have some people, they're like, I ask them, I'm like, you know what? I don't even ask anybody. I tell them, I say, you know, I don't, before I used to, especially when I was moving over, when I knew that we needed to move them over, I just told them we're moving over. This is where we're going. And when you go in with that type of attitude, like this is where the future is and this is where we're heading, and if you don't want to come there with us, then I'm going to have to leave you behind. Once they realize that, then you're in control of the situation.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I got some duplicates in here. So what were some of the initial results? I think we kind of went over that with the first slide, just like how you saw immediately some higher sales. There was a question in here though about participation. So I think that's a good topic before we get into the nitty gritty and the how to, is the order percentage with PhotoDay compared to the previous method. Like, let's just say majority of people are probably still using paper forms or some kind of online prepaid paper forms combination. So how do you guys interpret that order percentage and what are you doing to help with that? Okay,
so for us, we've always based our percentage on the entire, so if there's 700 kids in a league, we counted 700 kids in all the team shots, and then we saw how many order forms we had. And then that's how we base our percentage. And then with PhotoDay, we still count every single kid that are all in all the team shots, and then I see how many orders we have. So for us, the percentages, they did go down. I want to say we were probably at about a 77% participation rate with order forms. Right now, I want to say we can be all the way from like 45 to 60% participation, but our numbers have gone up, our sales numbers have gone up. So that is, for some people, they get like so stuck on that part. But if your sales numbers are going up, then, all you're doing
your
is
profit's going up, your sales numbers are going up. You're not so honed in on like everybody must fill and turn in an envelope for the bottom dollar package, right? So you appeal to a different audience with more products. And they spend more typically.
Right. Especially once they've done the advanced pay credit. That's really been key with us is really, we're having a really good rate where people are using their advanced pay.
Yeah, for sure. I think advanced pay, that feature is still, it's so different. It's so new and it's so different, but it's very easy. I mean, it's just the credit purchase. They redeem for their photos later, and you incentivize it with free shipping, right? So
with free shipping, and we do that with everybody, every single league. We do that.
Yeah. So what I'm going to walk through now is a live demo of how you guys use the public gallery. So a lot of people always have that question, what gallery type do I use for youth sports? And there's 3 different gallery types. There's the group, there's the public, and there's private galleries with PhotoDay. So can you talk a little bit about why you chose the public gallery?
Sure. So I set up a public gallery because I want there to be the least amount of resistance for the customer, for them to be able to find their gallery. So if I go in and I set up a code, one access code, and that's the only thing that my salesperson is basically in charge of that day. It's there's no confusion at that point. Nobody's looking for anything, unique to them. They're not sharing the wrong information. So I just put everybody on one big public gallery. I actually, once I do post, I do put everybody under tags, and I encourage them to use FaceFind. But I find that that's the path of least resistance, is just one code and just go on from there. And I upload everything into one gallery.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you guys that now. I'm going to do a demo. Carinna, I don't know if you want to turn our cameras off, so we're not in the way of the screen. So I'm going to turn my camera off.
Okay.
I don't know if you know how to click the button to turn it off. There should be. Oh, you got it.
Got it.
All right. Awesome. Okay, cool. So what you see on my screen, for anyone new, welcome. This is the PhotoDay Dashboard. So you kind of see it's like your mission control center, what everything's going on in here. And I already kind of took the liberty to pre-set up this job here for you, Land O'Lakes Little League. But this is the gallery access we were talking about, private, group, and public. This one I automatically selected at public for the sake of this demo, because that's the way Smax does things in the public gallery setting. You do get a unique URL that generates with a public gallery. This link takes you right into the gallery. They do not have to put a separate code in to get through that barrier. The opt-in code, it's valid for both group and public gallery. The only difference between these two galleries is there's no unique URL for the group gallery that takes you right in. You have to type in the code. So it gives a little bit more of a sense of security for like dance groups or anything like that. That might be a little bit more, or people that are just not, really liking the idea of that public gallery. But a public gallery is not public facing. It means it's not going to come up somewhere in a search engine or anything like that. But this access code here is what Carinna's talking about. Everybody text that access code, and we're going to do a demo of that here so everybody on this call can participate as we go along. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys about, we want to talk about the advance pay, because that's how Carinna and Jay start their sales cycle, is with the advance pay. So putting a gallery in advance pay mode requires us to attach a credit sheet to that. So I'm going to show you guys that right here, and then create a credit sheet. And then I'm just going to put Smax demo so I know where to look. And then you can sell up to 4 different credit amounts on a job. So yours is really simple, right? You just do the one $35 one, Carinna, to get for them to get free shipping, right? I
find that my salesperson, also for them, if I have to have them say less words, it's better.
Yeah, so we're just going to add 1 credit to that credit sheet, and then the offer that you give, we'll create that offer, which is the free shipping. I'm going to name this so I know where to find it later. And how do you name your access codes? I always or your offer codes. I know you always do something funny.
Oh my God. Sometimes I think of an 80s song or something.
Like Ship It Real Good. Like this one, I've seen you use this one before.
Yeah, I do. Sometimes yeah.
So I put a minimum dollar amount. So they have to spend the $35 to get the free shipping, right? So you do that minimum order amount, or do you not?
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
Do you ever expire your AP offers? Or you just kind of leave them out there for the season?
I leave them. I usually leave them for a couple months, and I create a few different, for spring, I have 4 different shipping codes, and I'm going to confuse, I'm changing it up or something. So, right. That way if somebody goes, because I have so many customers who they're in several different programs. And so I don't want them to see the same shipping code pop up over and over and then kind of realize that it's not unique to them. So I have 4 different shipping codes, and I put different ones on different parts of the season.
Got it. Yeah. I think that's smart too, just so they're not recycling the same code season over season without having to pre-buy the advance pay credit again. Because with youth sports, you shoot a lot of the same leagues in both the fall and the spring, right? Not all of them, but a good majority.
Yes.
So the max redemptions, we usually recommend to leave this blank. But if you're doing like a special for a teacher or a coach, you can put this code can only be used one time. That's what that means, is how many times can that code actually be used. And that's not per person, that's lifetime for that offer. So you want to make sure to leave that blank if you want it unlimited. Code has already been,
I already used it.
No, ship, whoops. It's because I have it set up in my accounts already.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not yours. It's already set up in my account. See, I used it down here on another demo. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here to this and set up this storefront for advance pay. I'm gonna attach that credit sheet I just made and then attach that offer. Where did it go? Free shipping, which is 35 or more. It expires the end of May. And then do you usually add a preview of your price sheet or no?
I do.
Yes.
I have too many customers who ask me to see that. So yes, I do.
So when setting up a price sheet, and this one, I'm just going to do, let's see if I have a sample. Oh, I have one right here. Name is Max Demo. And then we're going to just pretend this is a baseball league and it also has softball. So I'm going to attach the price sheet because this is what you do. And it automatically will pull the product themes, different variations of memory mates and graphics and stuff for the customers to choose from depending on the sport type or activity type here. So I'm just going to save it so I can turn on that feature that we were talking about to preview the storefront when it's in advanced pay mode. So I know after you create the job and set it up for advanced pay, I know that you do send the flyer out. What else do you guys do to get the word out? And how much in advance do you usually do this?
So as soon as I book the league, I go ahead and create their unique code because I put it in their contract also. So I put all the information as much as I can into the information when I initially set them up. So I'm going to create everything at once. So if I'm booking them out, 6 months in advance or 1 month in advance, I'm going to go ahead and create that code. I'm going to go ahead and get their marketing flyer and I'm going to go ahead and just send it to them immediately. And it's just basically, it just kind of whets their appetite to realize that they have some information. That way they're never on my end. Are they saying, hey, I never got this information. I need this. I sent it to them and maybe they won't remember, but then they'll ask me later and I'll say, hey, I sent it at booking. But yeah, I do it immediately. I go ahead and send out that marketing flyer immediately. But, for us, what we also do is that we do make up the videos. I have Jay make up a video because they love Jay's face. And,
oh yeah, we're going to show a sample video too. So, yeah, we're going to do that. But this is like example of what creating the marketing flyers like that you're talking through. Now, if you have multiple picture day dates, like do you run like some leagues that have more than one date? And what do you do here? Do you just turn this off, I guess, for the most part?
I do. I turn that off. And then where it says picture day is coming, I'll type in like the date, like 3/19 and 3/20. It's never going to be more than a few days, like 2 days.
Okay. Got it. So you just type it in here and you can modify and turn on and off the date. Yeah, that's awesome. So here, once you save the flyer, you can go ahead and email this out to the organization. You can also, I don't know if you ever use this feature, but if you did get a bunch of emails from the league or you have them from over time, you can also upload that data and send and use it kind of like a mini email marketing system and send out the flyer to people individually. But you probably want to attach the video and stuff like that too. I know if you attach a video link here, it will show up as a hyperlink on the flyer itself. And the flyers can be downloaded as a paper flyer to pass out. Do you ever print and pass out on site, or do you just send it to the league and that's it?
I send it to the league and that's it.
Okay, awesome. And then, but here, after you save it too, you can also, it also makes a little web page. So it's a link that you can post and they can view it anywhere online with all the information. It's pre-populated as much as possible. Sure. So Dave, I know your request is coming. If you could only type more in those fields. It's funny, I was having a conversation this morning about when is there too much of an email. It's like brain overload. I mean, like I always recommend your initial communication, try not to make it so overwhelming that they lose track of it before they even start comprehending it. I see a lot of descriptions going out, and a lot of them are overly complicated, and I think that hurts more than it helps. Remember in this system that PhotoDay does a lot of the communication for you as well. So I know you guys rely heavily on that communication. So let's see. So now that job is set up, we'll just say we sent out the flyer. I'm going to go ahead and put it in advanced pay mode. And then if you guys want to follow along with this, what I'm going to do next is turn off my screen. And then I am going to start my slide presentation back up. I got, I just totally lost my slide presentation. Let me start it again. That scared me. It disappeared for a second. So I'm sorry. Let me go to this right slide so I can show you. All right, there we go. So that slide, if you guys hold your phone up to it, you can actually create a QR code that populates the text as well as the opt-in code. And if you have this code on site anywhere, it helps you automatically collect those opt-ins. So I just wanted to show you guys that as you know, so you can check that out and see and follow along with it. And I can actually see here in Insights, you can see people that are opting in live time. So you know if they've passed out the information or not. And I know you look at this after Jay sends a video, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so some people are opting in. You can see that here. I just opted in to follow along and show you guys. But after you opt into a gallery, it's going to go ahead and start that sales sequence. You can see that we set it up for them to buy a credit of 35 or more to get that free shipping offer. It's going to prompt them to that sales cycle. So you want to focus on getting those people opted in. And then what I want to show you next, and I hope this works, because I want to show you Jay's opt-in videos that Carinna has him make. Mm-hmm. So let's see. You guys are going to have to tell me if the sound actually works on this when I hit play. So I'm going to play it now.
No.
Oh, you guys aren't hearing it?
No.
Oh my God. I was so bummed because these are all in Vimeo, and this software for some reason wants to use, let me try it one more time. Let's see. This software always wants to use YouTube for everything. No sound. I don't know if it'll let me play sound or not. Let me try from just sharing a window. Let me try it this way. Tell me if you hear sound.
No, still no.
All right. So what I'm going to do is instead give you guys the video link so you can watch the video separately with the sound. So I just posted that in the room. But go ahead and bookmark that. You don't have to watch it now, but you can save it because this is a really helpful tool. If you're going online to sell, I mean, Carinna, you know, what do the leagues say about the video link and how much does it help you to do these videos?
Oh my gosh, the video links. I mean, really now I make Jay do one for every single shoot, even if it's like a kind of a smaller shoot. So because what that does is it kind of frees up the salesperson. I only have one salesperson per shoot. And so when I have that video go out, it really like helps reduce the amount of questions. People are just more aware of what's going on. They're more aware that there's a code. So even if they get this video and they watch the video, and even then, if they're not texting the code, at least they know, they're just more aware. And so I really think that's really helped because our I was worried about our percentages, our buy percentages going down from customers just from, just seeing the same pictures over and over. But, I guess it's their kid every season, wearing a different uniform. But I think the videos really have been helping to kind of push the sales. It gets people excited about it. Our sales are actually, they've been going up every single season. So, I mean, I think it has to do with this video. Like, people are just more aware. And the more that we even have Photo Day, the more that we show it at if you've seen it at one league and then you go to another league and another sport and you see it there, they're just more aware of what's going on. So they're just now even just expecting the video.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're great. I remember when Jay made the first one and you were like, how's this? And I was like, holy cow, like that's gonna, instead of typing it all out in an email that makes it very overwhelming, making a video that's a few minutes long, just talking about why they need to opt in. And I know sometimes you'll add like sample photos from the league the season before. This one I think was a new league for you, right? It's like their first time with you and you're explaining the process for the first time. But we comprehend video on our mobile devices so much more than we do reading and reading. I mean, sometimes, I'm getting old. I can't see up close anymore on this little phone. But video you can listen to and you can see it. And it's really engaging. So, yeah, Tim, that's a great question. So I just use or recommend a free QR code generator online. There's a lot of them. You can just type in QR code generator and you use it to generate an SMS, which is text marketing QR code, and it'll opt them right in. One of the advantages of PhotoDay is that we use a short code, 90738. Short codes are built for marketing messages. They have a faster deploy rate. They have a more accurate and a better open rate than long code texting. So the short code does come with a lot of benefits, and that is a service that we provide from PhotoDay. Everyone uses the same short code, and then your access codes are all unique to that PhotoDay short code in the world of PhotoDay. So you can take the good codes when you can get them, because nobody else can use it once those codes are gone. How often do you run into that, by the way, Carinna, if you go to set up a code and it's gone?
Never, actually. I really haven't had that happen at all.
Oh, wow. So you got some unique codes going on. All right. Now I'm going to go back to my I'm going to go back to my demo now. I'm a little all over the place, but I have to do that on purpose. So let me go back over here. All right, cool. So you guys are opted into the gallery. Look, we got 12 opt-ins. You guys are following along. That's awesome. But it's exciting because then you can use your job insights here to see if they deployed the information, if people are actually reaching your gallery and purchasing a credit, which don't purchase any credits from this gallery, guys, because then I have to do refunds. So just don't do that. But you can kind of see what it looks like here. But so anyway, for anyone that asked to, let me just type in this. It's qrcodegenerator.com to make that QR code link. You can put it on your signage. But I just posted the link here. And then you come in here and make a little SMS short code. You enter in 90738, and then you enter your access code, which is mine's LOL demo, and then you hit generate and download it. And that's how you do it. So, and yes, Brad just got all fancy there. So yeah, that's how you do it. All right, cool. So it's in advanced pay mode. You sent out the information, and now it is picture day. What is happening at picture day? Because you're not going to get all your opt-ins and advanced pay sales before picture day, right? You will get some, but not all. So can you talk about actual picture day and what you're doing on picture day to communicate this as well?
Sure. So on actual picture day, of course, we have, with trying to get the information out the best that we can, we do the video. I send out the marketing flyer. Actually, when I make the schedule, I do make all the schedules for everybody. I also include in the instructions. I also include that, the code also. I include all that information in that. And then finally, the fourth way I'm going to get to the customer is I'm going to have a salesperson on site. So I think that's super important. Don't scrimp on the salesperson. That salesperson, I mean, just this past weekend, I know at one of our shoots, we did another $8,000 in advance pay. And we weren't even, I think we had like before picture day, we had like $400. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So for me, we went in and we got like $8,000 in advance pay. That pays for itself. It pays for itself like a lot, right? So
yes, it definitely helps with participation, right?
Yes,
and converting
yes.
views to sales, because you're taking full advantage of the PhotoDay automated text marketing at that point. Because when you hit publish, everyone's going to get that text. It's going to walk them through signing in to redeem their credit all the way through checkout, applying their free shipping offer, and you don't have to do anything.
Right.
It's communicating and reminding them to come back to the cart until they make a purchase or until they use that credit.
Right. So so making sure, so my salesperson, they're set up, they're going to go ahead and talk to, we're going to get every single team in front of us before they get sent out to us. So we're going to get them outside of the fence. Let's say it's a baseball shoot. She gets them all together. She explains the process. And as she's explaining the process, she's sending the kids in to come see us. We're taking the pictures. We're doing lots of different progressions, lots of different looks for the kids. We take the team shot. And then from there, that's when they get sent back out to their parents. And I mean, pretty much. So my salesperson, what a lot of them say, which for some reason it just catches hold with the parents, is she says, if you never text this code, you will not see the pictures. And so that automatically they're like, oh, all of a sudden you see phones pop out for, before that, we've been sending out all the information. So actually having somebody standing in front of them saying, make sure you do this, you'll never see them. That's when they really go ahead and jump on it then.
Yeah. We were talking about progressions and I wanted to show everybody like on picture day, right? So you're getting them all lapped in, making advanced pay sales. But meanwhile, Jay, Scott, and Jody, and they're making all these different, they're doing the progressions in a very to give a lot of variety very quickly, right? I mean, how much time do you allow per kid or per team? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Right. So if we can do 15 minutes per team, that allows us to get maybe 5 to 7, what we call progressions. If we have 10 minutes per team, which is what I'm on a larger league, I'm typically going to do 10 minutes per team. That's when we're going to get, as you see in front of you, that's going to be like a 4 progression look. So so it just depends. It can be anywhere between 10 minutes per team to 15 minutes per team. It just depends on, if you have 20 teams in a league or if you have 75. So 75 kids in a league, I'm going to do 2 photographers. I'm going to do 10 minutes per photographer, and we're just going to be boogieing all day.
Yeah. And I think it's important to note here on the progressions, Jay teaches all of this at his Boatwright boot camps, which he's doing 3. There was 3 last year, right? So, so if you guys want to find out more, if you're interested in learning the posing, the style, the gear that it takes, everything, nuts and bolts, that's at boatwrightbootcamp.com. He's got one coming up in Denver in July, and I think there's still a few spots open. They cap it so you guys can truly spend the one-on-one time with each person who pays to attend to learn that. So I think it's pretty cool. And another thing too, we'll just jump ahead a little bit here, but it's about, the variety of images you're offering, right? That's really what it's really what's fueling the increase in sales, is giving them more stuff to buy. So I know you guys flip them over to black and white, and then just a collection of images here. You got mom and daughter plus black and white plus her progressions, game face and smile. But that gives such a variety of images to the parent so they can purchase more. You're giving them more inventory, which is driving the sales. So Amy asked a question. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Shivani. Yes, it is worth it to come to boot camp.
Yeah,
it'll be awesome in Denver too.
And then you get a cool t-shirt like we have on. So are you taking backgrounds out to these jobs? You don't usually take backgrounds, right?
No, the only time we're going to do backdrops are if it rains. So we will do that. We'll do a rain out shoot. We'll do it inside if it's if we have to, but we will do a very traditional style shot where it's going to be outside. It's going to be, of course, it's not natural lighting. We bring all of our lights in the shade and everything. So we bring everything, but the background will typically not be a backdrop.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to go into now like what this looks like in the upload process. So in the upload process of everything, oh wait, Melissa made a comment. The first, San Diego was the very, very first boot camp. There were no shirts yet at the San Diego boot camp. It's almost like you need to do shirts for the OG boot camp. So it needs to be the OG. So that was so long ago. It feels like an eternity ago. But anyway, so this is like your upload process, right? So you go post-process all the images when you come back, and then you upload them all to PhotoDay. Now, are you tagging before or after you upload the PhotoDay? How do you do your tagging?
Right. So for us, with the workflow that we have after Picture Day, we bring them back, we import them into Lightroom, and we automatically, when we import them into Lightroom, there is a spot in Lightroom that says keywords. So we will put a keyword on every single image. And of course, you can kind of batch it, right? You can pick the first image and last image for that team. You can attach that keyword. And so that way, when we edit it, that's like the first thing we do when we come back to the office is attach those keywords. Once we have those keywords, then those keywords will identify with PhotoDay. So when we edit the pictures, export them, then they go onto PhotoDay, and you just see those tags just pop up, and they're going to be up by folder. And so that's just an automatic thing, but it's much easier to do it in Lightroom. There is an option to do it in PhotoDay, which it's still there, but it can be a little buggy.
Yeah, I'm gonna show really quick manual tagging. I'm just gonna select all the team edits here on this one group of files I uploaded, and I'm just gonna tag these just to show. I'm just gonna tag them teams, create the teams, and then hit update, and then it'll tag all of those images at teams. But like Carinna said, if you did this prior to uploading, and you use Lightroom keywords, it'll automatically use them as tags on upload. But I just wanted to show you guys what this looks like front facing to the customer. But of course, the shiny thing in PhotoDay is face find, right? Tags help narrow the data set. They don't feel comfortable using face find, but a lot of people use face find. So for the tagging thing here, I'm just gonna, scroll all the way to the top. I put a lot of images in here, but I'm just gonna maybe like group this one kid and then make a tag and then call him, he's our model guy. So I'm gonna create a model. I'm feeling so creative right now. So, all right. So, and you can see the tags ultimately appear. So even if you forget the tag or you want to tag on the fly for a parent, just to collect the data, when you do and add these tags, the changes are live. Once you publish, it'll all be there. Who is that? Is that
McCoy?
Oh, hey. So I only can see a shirt. I can't see any faces. So is that Jay? He's back. But yeah, so this is this is the whole tagging thing. But yeah, so you have different search options in a public gallery and group gallery. You can choose between all photos, face find, or tags. You can turn on and off any of these options. Do you usually use all photos, or do you just leave face find and tags, or do you just not touch this?
I never touch it, even though I kind of like the idea of taking off all photos, because there's so many people who I tag them, and then you have the face find option, and they complain to me that they looked through 2,500 pictures to find their kid, and I'm like,
like, why don't you just use all photos? So yeah, you can do that too. Depending on how many images are in the gallery, that's what I usually recommend. If there's like less than 1,000 or maybe less than 500, you can leave it on all photos. But for sake of somebody just getting stuck and not reading directions at all and just being difficult, like turn off all photos. It makes life easier for them.
Yeah.
So on the bigger galleries, especially if you fully utilize tags and face bind, there's not really a need for it beyond that. So just wanted to show you guys that. So let's talk about price sheets for a minute here. So with the price sheets, you know, there's a lot of, you know, let me go edit this price sheet here. There's always a lot of questions on how to set up a price sheet. And we always see people who and a lot of us, we just did this at first. We took our paper forms and we put them online. But now with paper forms, you were selling just one image and they didn't see it yet. And one team photo and they didn't see it yet. And you were selling the physical print packages and products. You weren't really selling images, but PhotoDay, you kind of flip that and it's image first selling. So your packages change. The construction of your packages change because you have multiple poses and they can choose not to order a team photo if they don't want and only order individuals. So, so anything like that here, the one thing that I love that you guys do that I want to bring up as much as possible is how you set up your print and digital packs.
Yes. Yes.
I want you to talk about that because it's so golden and it needs to hit home with everyone.
Yeah. So, you know, I think one of the things that kind of concerned me when people set up just all digitals is that, you know, me as the photographer and then also the customer, you know, it's kind of a win-win it's a win for me because, you know, I'm just selling the digitals and then I'm done with and I get whatever price I need. But I feel like within all of that, like I have so many different partners. Honestly, my lab, they're a partner with me. I want them to work with me. So what I do is that I do create my digitals. So let's see here. So she's got a sample of 4 5x7s and 4 high resolution images. I do create those simply because I want the customer, first of all, to be able to have access to those digitals. I don't have any problem with it. And yes, I do offer the team shot as a digital. I haven't done any of my own like analytics on that, but you know, my sales are still going up, so I don't really feel like I'm missing out. But I do offer that.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I'll show now in this demo too, is that if you have team photos here and you don't want them to be able to purchase as a digital file, you can simply select them and then go over here and click the little red cloud and disable digital downloads. Make sure you do that before you publish a gallery. But if you forget to do that, you can always go back in here and disable it later. The only thing it won't affect is if they have it already in their shopping cart and they haven't checked out, they're still going to be able to check out with a download because you forgot to do it before they stuck it in their cart. So that's like the one weird thing. So, but yeah, so again, like, I mean, image first selling, there's a lot of benefits to it, but you have to change your mindset in how you're structuring the packages to account for that. So what is, do you know what your most popular selling package is or what people typically tend to buy?
You know, honestly, I have what's called the basic package and it's very basic.
It's such a basic package.
It's so basic. It's like an 8x10, a 5x7, 4 wallets, and I think like 2 3.5x5s. And so that's the one that's going to be that's my best seller. It's my cheapest one. You cannot purchase that one and get the free shipping. So if you get the free shipping code, you have to add on, you know, like a button, like a magnet or something. Yeah, for the upsell to get the free shipping, which some people feel like is misleading. But which, by the way, just a quick FYI, if you decide to do that, and let's say your cheapest package is $34, but your advance pay is $35, or if it's like $34.99, there's nothing that makes my customers more mad than that. Because then they feel like they've been deceived in some way. If it's $34 or $35, but my smallest package is $33, so it's just right there, like $2 less, and I don't really get any complaints. I get maybe like 10 a year of people who are like, "Oh, I get what you're doing to me."
Yeah, somebody's gonna call you out. It's funny, and I think there's also a really important thing to note here. When you go online, those same keyboard warriors you see across social media are now accessing you directly. So you get a lot more people saying like, you know, jaw dropping things to you. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's easy to resolve those. I think customer service is a big thing when moving to online. You're just exposed, you're building more of those one-to-one connections, and that's a whole other conversation for another webinar.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but you know, I didn't go over the rest of the digital, my point also with the digital and the print package though.
Oh yeah.
So just to finish that is that so the 5x7s, I do feel like it's important for the customer to have an actual lab produced print, right? Like they don't realize they need the lab produced print, but they need it because if they send your digital images to Walmart or Walgreens or whatever, you know, they never calibrate their printers. It always looks green or blue or yellow. And they're never calibrated. So I think it's important to include in that digital plus prints package. If you're going to do, you know, the 4 prints and then the 4 digitals, that you're doing the customer service. They don't even know it. You're doing them a service by doing that. And so they get that lab produced print. And then also you're also, you know, supporting your lab. You want your lab to thrive also. So it can't also be digitals all the time. So if your lab is your partner, you want to kind of, you know, throw them a few bones there that way too. And, you know, make everybody happy. Make it a win-win-win. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So one thing I'll note here too is part of your sales strategy, I know, is to buy a package in the first 48 hours. We're going to publish this gallery, right? So you got everything post-processed, you got to upload. Now it's time to publish and go. So is there any like preparation right before you cross-check it all, make sure your images are all there, all your tags are done, the price sheets attached, everything's good before you publish? But I know you also come into the bubble and request a 48-hour social sharing promotion. And you do that by adding the social sharing download to each package. You have like 2 price sheets, right? One with social, one without.
Right. So let's say I have a price sheet. Let's say it's, you know, price sheet number 1. Well, price sheet number 1 will be, that'll be my regular price sheet that I use all year for my leagues. But then I'll have a price sheet. I'll have my price sheet number 1 with 48-hour special. That's what I'll call it then. So I'll know right before I'm going to post, I'll change that price sheet. Because what I did is I did all my advanced pays based on the regular price sheet number 1, but then price sheet number 1 with the 48-hour special, I change it over to that one right before I request from PhotoDay to go ahead and send out the 48-hour text. And what they'll do is that they'll send out that text along with releasing the gallery out into the wild to everybody to go ahead and order. And so for 48 hours, I keep that that new price sheet, that 48 hours social media image. I put one social media image into every single package. And then after 48 hours, I revert back to the normal pricing. And it really works. I mean, it really probably drives our sales. We probably get 50% of our sales within the first 48 hours.
Yeah, it does. It's something they get for free. Anything they get for free, along with the free shipping, you're telling the story of how you want them to purchase from you. And that's important with online sales and marketing, right? Is telling that story. Like you did the same thing with an envelope. You said you had to bring this form on picture day and order from me. You have to tell a story when you're trying to sell a product. And this is part of that story, is that free social promotion. Tell them when they need the purchase to get everything, why they should purchase sooner, all that good stuff. Is important. So we try to help communicate as much as possible. So basically you can set up all the packages you want. You can add print and digital here to the products. I showed you guys how to add themes by when you attach the price sheet as well. So we're going to say everything is done here and we're ready to publish the job. So all of you guys that opted in, let's just say Carinna sent a text. She requested the 48-hour text. I'm not going to do that on this demo here, but I will go ahead and change it from advanced pay to publish now. I will say, if it's really late at night, don't publish your jobs, because everyone's going to get a text when you publish. Use the publish later feature. A lot of you guys are night owls when it's busy and publishing jobs at 3 a.m. and that's not good, because you're texting everybody at 3 a.m. They probably have their phone silent and they're not going to see the message. So schedule it during business hours. And then you can go ahead and hit publish. We're going to remind you right here that it's going to kick off that text. And then you can go ahead and publish. And all you guys that opted in should now receive a text message with a link to go view the gallery live and try it out. So I just, wanted to show you guys the complete experience here. Ooh, I published, but I also wanted to see if I could just stream my phone really quick so I can give you that experience.
Yep, and I just got the that it's. Let's see here. Actually, is it? Did you publish it?
I did. I just got it. I'm 0219. Did you opt in though? Okay.
Okay, I see it. There we go. Face find tags in all photos.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys my phone here where I got the text message. That was my first one. This is my second one. And now I can head over into that gallery. As the customer, kind of in the way. So let me move my phone screen here. So over here and accept it. And then from here, you can see all those same search options we had in the gallery. So if the person wanted to search by face find, they could. They can be prompted to upload a photo or they can take a photo. So I'm going to go ahead and take a photo. So I can just show you the complete experience here. Let's see. And then we'll get to questions. But I'm going to kind of trick it and take a picture of my screen here and pretend that this is the kid in front of me and see how well that does. So I'm going to take a photo. Here we go. Hopefully it'll do well. I've never tried this before.
Yeah, it works. I've had to do that before.
So hold on, it's working on my phone, but I got to rearrange my screen again. Joys of demoing. So it's uploading a photo to find photos. So let's see. Oh, I guess I was too blurry there. That didn't work as intended. Let me take it on my other screen because I think I was taking it in the wrong order here. Let me just do that one more time so I can show you guys. Downloads. I got to bring him up bigger. He was just too small. It's another thing. Got to make sure they're taking a good enough photo of the kid. So, oh, here we go. Find your photos. Let me bring this back up again so you can see face find. Upload photo. Oops. This is what happens when I got too many streaming things happening all at once. Be easier if this kid would have just showed up today for the demo. All right, there we go. I'll take him here. All right. And then use photo, and then we'll see. Well, he's got hair in his face and face paint on and everything else. So, and then it will bring up all of his photos so you can see it here.
Yes, and I have found that face find is there we go in the team shots. It's very robust. I think that it really works fantastically, and it even worked with masks when everybody was wearing their masks. So I think it really did. I mean, it's going to miss a few people every so often, but overall, it does very well.
Yeah, it's crazy to me how well it does find photos in all kinds of random situations. And I think what else is really cool about this is that when you're choosing a product, let's just say the customer is doing a memory mate and they go into customize, we're doing like a live preview. So it's based on the themes that you set up with the job. So let's just say we're picking this memory mate for this kid. They're going to be able to zoom in, crop how they want. And then it'll call for a group photo. Now, when they go to select photo, it's going to rerun face find. That's what that similar thing is. And it'll present all the photos of that child as well. So they can pick out the image that they want to use in the memory mate. And these are all cropped according to the aspect ratio of the node in the product. So they see a live preview. If they're like cutting people out, they see it. And then what gets even cooler is when they get to this part, and let's just say he's minors and they're on the Braves, and his name is Ted, and he's with LOL and the year. And they get to see a live render of what their product's going to look like as well, with everything done on it, which is super cool. I mean, the live preview prevents the issues and all that other good stuff. So I am pretty excited about live preview. So
yeah, live preview saved us.
Yes. Oh man, it used to be before live preview. Whoo, that was a little crazy. So we have some questions here I'll get to before I close up this today's webinar. But so we got any talk on self-fulfill on some products marked out right now. I know Science 365 is a requested one because they do the bulk, but obviously with PhotoDay, it's one-off ordering. We haven't found a really good solution for any kind of integration that makes sense for that yet. That, you know, and can communicate clearly to the customer. Let's just see. Which lab do you use through PhotoDay? Amy's asking you.
I use Reedy.
And then, oh, can you show the QR code again for you to opt into this gallery? Of course I can. I got to bring my slideshow back anyway. So, and for those of you guys that don't know, I went ahead and shared an offer to creating marketing videos to our blog. So you guys can see that, but let me go back to this QR code slide so you guys can snap a photo of it. Oh, I wish this would scroll faster. It just scrolls so slow. Here we go. Start. All right, there we go. So yeah, so that's the opt-in code for this particular demo gallery, which is now published. So you can take a look and see how that's set up on our end. Let's see. And then I am going to skip forward to, we went through this already. Hopefully you guys got that in time and you were paying attention so I can get here. I don't want to make everyone wait around. So, all right, to results. So I know a lot of people want to see results, what it looks like compared paper forms. These are some of your numbers, Carinna, that you had previously shared with us to share. So this is paper versus PhotoDay, right?
Yep, it sure is. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, less orders, higher sales. Like, this is what you mean by saying they're buying more, right? I also think like the order comparison is hard because siblings can all order on one order, right? So if there's 3 kids in a league, it's only going to be one order in a public gallery. Yeah, for sure. And then this one is another one over time. You know, you went 2018 to 2019, dipped down in 2020 from 2019. Obviously, it's probably size of the league. But yeah, in 2021, just blew it out of the water as they get used to it. So that's just crazy to me.
Right. I really think the learning curve has really, I think that plays a part in it. Just the parents are learning how to use the system. You know, I think people are just used to ordering on their phones. I mean, if you're not using something online, I think you're really kind of, you better.
Yeah. Yeah, give it the time. So Amy, these are all gross sales amounts. So they're including, like, I think, right? The numbers you shared with us, they were gross sales.
That's gross sales. So that's going to include everything. So the 19,000, the 14,000, that's going to include everything. That's going to include shipping, sales tax, and so forth. So on order forms, though, the price did reflect shipping and sales tax, actually. So yeah, I mean, it's very, very much apples to apples.
Yeah, as much as possible. It's so weird. It's 2 different sales methods, so it's really hard to compare it truly apples to apples. But like you said, you're constantly tweaking your process to get better at this online thing, get more participation, to get higher sales. I think it's important. Your first job does not dictate your ultimate success. You're always trying to get better and trying new things and listening to your customer feedback. So if you guys have not had a demo with us yet and you would like a one-to-one onboarding demo, I'm just publishing a link here now so you can grab it on the link under your offers tab. But that's just if you want to grab that, click there, bookmark it, and then you can set up a demo with one of us and we can help you get set up and going, give you the best practice, best advice we possibly can give. PhotoDay, we are a true freemium model. So when you set up with us, you don't pay for anything. We don't even get payment information from you. You connect your Stripe account so we can in turn keep paying you. So it's truly free until you sell something. So you can get in here, you can set it up, you can play with it, test it all day long, upload old jobs, test out the face find for yourself, just like what I just did. So you can truly get a feel for this service. But we include text marketing, email, the capture app, auto head sizing. Downloads are free, unlimited storage. We don't have any rules for storage. All the marketing resources, PhotoDay Academy, and plenty of world-class support that we provide to you guys.
And, I can't stress that, right. So you do get a percentage of the sales, but the thing is like, you're always, I feel like PhotoDay is always evolving and you're always improving. And, for me, when I go and I post the pictures, I'm basically never looking back. I'm always moving forward. I'm moving on to the next league. So I never have to worry about the marketing part. That's worth a lot of money in itself, is just to continue what it is that I'm doing, which is I'm an expert at moving people and getting them scheduled and booking leagues, and Jay's an expert at his photography and the education part. So we're not going back and having to package stuff or order things, on with a separate vendor to try to fulfill orders that need to go out. Like everything, once I put everything onto PhotoDay and it's pushed out and it's gone, I don't even think about it until 12 weeks later when I look at the data and I look to see what our sales were. And that's worth its weight in gold. I mean, if you've ever had to like babysit a job, that's it really, you don't want to spend your time doing that. You want to spend your time doing the things that you're really good at. And so I think that's what PhotoDay helps you do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. We have one more question float in. I'm just going to get through the last bit of these questions. Do you sell digitals just by themselves without the prints? And if so, what is your normal charge for just a high-res digital?
Sure. Just for one image, I do it for $34.99. I know some other people, they do it for more, $50 or whatever, but $34.99 has worked for me for some reason.
Yeah. And then do you leave it published indefinitely, or do you ever expire your galleries?
Right. So I leave it. I never expire my galleries. I always want the option for the customer to be able to purchase at any point. But the 12 weeks is when I call it, because I'm in Atlanta. We have we have high rebate percentages that we have to give back to the league. So I give them 12 weeks to order, and that's when I call it and I cut them the check.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, expiring the gallery to promote the sense of urgency, I think it's a sales method that we use. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it because I feel like it's negative. Like, we're removing any chance for you to buy your kids' photos, and I'm not like a very negative person to get what I want. So I would better suggest more positive marketing. I like expiring packages or expiring the best pricing, and not saying we're raising the prices. We're saying this is the last day you're going to get the best price, right? The packages are the best price, right? They are discounted versions of your a la carte. So if you have price sheets, just remove the packages and swap them out after a certain amount of time. It's a more positive way of doing things to tell the story to end the sales than, making sure the photos go away forever. So, and you never know, if you're photographing the same league over different seasons, they might not have the money in the spring, but then they come back in the fall and they might buy from both galleries. And you just never know. If you get rid of the galleries, that will never happen. You'll cap your sales or the longevity of your sales cycle.
Right. And the people who are reaching out, they're like ready to order. So if they forgot about them last year, if they're contacting me, they actually are proactive about it. I mean, I probably have like 5 people a week that I'm sending them an old link, and that's 5 extra orders a week, and that's what, $50 some from last year every week. That adds up.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, fun money, right? So Gina or anyone else that has product requests, love to hear about them more. You can send those requests in through the support chat, or just the support@photoday.io, and we can work with your partner lab on seeing if we can bring those products into PhotoDay. But if you guys have product requests, go ahead. Again, thank you, Carinna, for the time today that you spent. I know we went a little bit over the hour that I promised, and I know you're busy, so I don't want to keep you much longer. Yep. But on behalf of PhotoDay, we always appreciate what you and Jay do, and spreading the positive word about how PhotoDay has impacted your business. So we are grateful to have you guys on board. And thank you, as always, sharing your knowledge with everybody else. It's very helpful.
Sure. Well, we did it together.
Yes, together. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. If you got more questions, you can go ahead and send them in to support@photoday.io, or go ahead and book a demo if you want some one-on-one training. Had some questions about that. I saw through private message. We can give you some dedicated training time to get you set up and running, or just a refresher before the season starts. So thank you guys again. Have a great rest of your week, and happy Taco Tuesday.
Okay, bye everyone.